Hello there, friends, and welcome back to Average Kingdom, and welcome back to Completely Average Gaming. We're going to be working a little bit on a waterfront this episode, and I apologize, but I did try to showcase the whole thing. Unfortunately, my footage recorded the wrong screen, and yeah, there's no video of me building it. Basically, it's a black screen. With my desktop on it, that's about it. Regardless of that, we're gonna, be doing a little work here on the fencing, I suppose, of the actual waterfront, and you'll also get to see the waterfront in not that long. So that's gonna be hopefully something people in general enjoy. One can at least hope, right? So that's going to be the main focus in the beginning today, is going to be putting these down, and then after that we're going to go a little bit back towards the pirate area, I think. And of course, the pirate area is an area with a lot of work still required. Work not done yet. I'm actually not sure whether or not I should have lamps on every post of these, or every other post. Like here, as you can see, I removed that one, and I feel like that also looks decent. But having them on every post might be a little overkill. Might just be me though, thinking that. I'm willing to, or I'm hopeful someone will have some thoughts on that in the comment section. Regardless of either or thither, I feel like this waterfront area actually looks kind of good. I wish I'd given myself a little bit more space with it, and maybe started in a different area. I started with the waterfront, but then I moved over to the back end there, fencing it all off. In retrospect, that might not have been the ideal way to go about it. Now this unfortunately does not line up entirely, and I think we do most of it in between episodes here, but eventually I figure out a semi-solution for it, or at least a temporary one. Really wanted to have the trash bin there on the edge of the promenade. Is it a promenade? I don't even know. The waterfront, in like the little gap there between the fence and the light post. Also going to start with some signage. That's of course something that will have to go out through the entire park eventually. But for now, it's only going to be this little piece here, and I'm once we find the right sign here, and not that long, I'm the not the underscore, but the middle one of the underscore. I wanted to have it like an arrow, but I couldn't find the right key on the keyboard, because my keyboard is American. And in Norway, we have a couple of couple more letters, and that makes the whole keyboard rearranged, so to speak. But I have my keyboard set to Norwegian because I can type without looking at the keyboard, which means me looking down to find a specific key isn't gonna solve anything. So yeah, we. Of course, there's quite a few bits and pieces of the pirate area that still needs a lot of work. I tried to make it a little bit more visible through, making the actual theming a little bit more visible by moving the trees around a little. I think that's something that will be more work to come on that, I think. But we'll see. One step at a time, not get ahead of ourselves. And maybe also dial back the trees a little, because I feel like the trees I might have gone a little bit overboard with the trees, if I may say so myself. I feel like would be awesome to have sort of a custom bridge, so to speak, for the guests to walk on, and I feel like this here works perfect for that purpose. And of course, we're also going to need some fencing, custom fencing for it, but one thing at a time. And that also allows for a lot of theming around the actual ride and the actual queue line. Not sure what's happening here. Okay, apparently I'm not sure. It's supposed to be one clip, but apparently one. My apologies for that. We're back at it now, apparently. But yeah, I feel like the park is moving along nicely, especially when you zoom out. I guess it's not that visible from the thumbnail, but that's the thumbnail for episode 5 was zoomed out to like showcase the whole park as it is now, and I'll do the same at episode 10. I think to like give a sort of overview of where we've gone and how big the park is. And if I remember, and don't quote me on this, but I'll try to remember to also zoom out a little at the end of this episode and show off what we've done so far. Because I feel like, of course, the park area as of now looks rather empty, and it will obviously keep on doing so for quite a while still. But other than that, I feel like the area we've been in so far is really coming along nicely. And you can especially see that from up high, so to speak, and that's kind of awesome. I'm still very much looking forward to seeing how it all turns out in the very end. And here we're back with a little bit of moving stuff around, trying to make it fit better, and leaving more space between weird stuff such as the trees. Trees get very crowded. Where I was looking for. I tried to figure out how to, or what kind of theming would work best, and I started out with like, okay, this is going to be the themed areas, or the areas where stuff will be, and I've tried to like, okay, what can we do to fill this in and make it look good? Of course, the barrels, classic pirate thing with of course ale in them. Sure, they probably had a lot more in them, and the beginning days, the early days of pirating. So that's I think that's all we do with that one, that side of it now. But I think I'd go back and do more with it after or between episodes. I also wanted sort of like a this is going to be sort of like a lookout tower slash guy hanging around chilling, which in all fairness is what it ends up being. But of course, no pirate without a beer keg. Apparently that was. I was mistaken. Apparently there was pirates without a beer keg. Try desperately to find a pirate that can actually stand up there. Get shot when I find this guy who only has half the animatronics box under it, and that's awesome. I wish I knew about him before. I'm actually a little uncertain as to what we do for the remaining parts of the episode. I figured that what we've done so far was parts of it was also after the episode, was what I was thinking, but apparently my mistake. We are in, oh yeah. Now I remember. We're gonna work a little on. There we go. That was the switch between scenes, I suppose, between now and later. Yeah, this will be sort of like the main street ish of the pirate area. Where we'll have shops and we'll have rides and stuff like that. And I'm not sure whether it's gonna be like a where you can walk around it and then back into the main park, or if you like go in and go out the same way again. I haven't really decided on that. I'm open for some suggestions on it. If anyone got any, I'm open for suggestions on most things, to be honest. But absolutely this as well. So yeah, I feel like the flower pots there, not the flower pot, the what do you call them? Not the flower beds, but the flower boxes. These ones. Moving too fast for me to see what they're actually called. But yeah, I feel like those might be overdoing it a little in a pirate area, but at the same time, you know, it's a theme park and you want stuff to look good, and I feel like it looks sort of good with the flowers in there, but it might have been a little bit overdone. Oh well, you know, turns out alright. That's the important aspect of it all. Yeah, we'll be working a lot in the pirate area for the time to come, without a doubt, and hopefully get a few more rides in as well. As of right now, none of the rides are, or the one ride isn't open. But all in due time, as they say, as the learned people say. Not really sure if these really fit into the pirate area or not. But it turns out that they don't really give off much light anyways, so you know, not really sure if it's actually any use to them. The tiki lights or the bamboo lights or whatever they're called. I figured it would be somewhat awesome to have sort of like a scare moment when you're standing in line. Would have wished that there was a way to like dial back the how often these animatronics take off, other than activating a trigger on them. Would be super cool if you could have like say half the speed or half the I'm lost for words. That they only activate half the amount of times that they do, like skip an activation before activating again, sort of. You know. Here we are. I go back from my initial thought. My initial thought was to have like 2 rows of them, but I figured, oh, you know what? Let's keep it real, keep it simple, not go overboard with this. Because after all, a park with a limited budget, obviously all parks have limited budgets, but a park with actual limitations to their budget. Wouldn't go all out on that. Once you're out of the sightline, who gives crap, you know? While bigger parks and or parks like Disney, they would maybe bring it all the way down because it doesn't cost them that much, and when truth be told, or if truth is to be told, then you know, some people might look down there and see that it only goes down to a certain point. I don't know. I'm just rambling and guessing here. Some of my specialties. I may say to myself, especially rambling about nonsense. Especially good at that. This is supposed to be sort of like the entrance area where people more or less just, or not the entrance. What am I talking about? Sometimes I start talking and I'm like, what are you going on about now, buds? This is not supposed to be. This is not supposed to be what you're talking about. But yeah, I wanted sort of like a custom fence that was, you know, seemed cheap and easy to make, much like I would imagine a pirate type of place would go for. Obviously, I haven't been in the pirate ages, so I said we do have pirates nowadays too, just very different type pirates. So yeah, I feel like it all works out. I've considered using driftwood, sort of like a flooring for the ride, but is it worth it? It's not going to bring that much, anyways. And is there a use for it? I mean, you're very rarely gonna look at it from that close. Oh, we'll see. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Now I start with the fencing here, and I thought I would. My plan was to go all around with the driftwood, also on the corner in there and in the middle, because you can see sort of like the bottom of the ride, and that's what I tried to hide with the driftwood, more than actual fencing. And I still kind of sort of want to fix that, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. It's not a crucial issue at this very moment. Yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you guys what I've done between episodes, or between now and the live section, I suppose, which we'll be going through in just a few minutes. If my timing is right here, it's supposed to be 1 minute and 40 seconds or so. And then we'll have a little look at it, and you know, the whole ship area, or the part of the area that is the pirate ship ride that we're working on right now. All of that is going to be done, and we can move on to greener pastures in the next episode, which I'm very much looking forward to showing y'all when that time comes. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in a bit in the live section, where we'll go through what we've done and what is to come. And until then, enjoy the music and enjoy the episode, or what's remaining of the episode, or the time lapse. I mean, I'm rambling and I make no sense, not even to myself. So you know, if you don't get everything, don't worry, neither do I. Anyways, see you guys in a few seconds. Alright then, welcome to this part of it all. I've done quite a lot actually between episodes. Like, for example, the curve here, the trees and such on this side. It's like Victorio in the sense that, you know, you do one thing and then you kind of just get lost in it. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna do this one thing and then I'm moving on to this part. But no, I didn't. I started with one thing, and one thing led to another, and here we are. I've also done the fencing here and here, as well as here. A little bit of decorations on the sides. Look away from this thing. I'm thinking about maybe having Average Kingdom as sort of like an arch sign over here. But that's still to be determined. Moving through, there's also some more curves on this side. Nothing has been done this side of things, but I did realize that under here I've managed to screw up the train a little, so the train pops out. And since we're here anyways, might as well just go ahead and push. Maybe ramp up the intensity a little. Like this-ish. There we go. Problem solved, more or less. Smooth. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's good enough for now. Yeah, we can start over here with the little promenade. It's walkable for people. However, they walk straight through stuff like this, and that annoys the living crap out of me. But we'll see about maybe moving about the pathways a little here to try to avoid it as much as possible, at least. But we'll see. We also have a little bit of fountain work here. Still have put some. Right now, it's oozing out of the wall. It would be cooler to have it oozing out of an outlet of some sort. And I think actually we'll go ahead and we'll. Shoot. Smooth. We'll just make it a wee bit bigger. This little ocean or lake, I should say. We also have our first restroom. That still needs a lot of work, but it is a start of something, which is, you know, better than nothing. And with a little bit of greeneries happening. Not all too happy with the greeneries, but not all too unpleased with it either. But that's not what we're here to talk about right now. We're here to show off the pirate area, which has gotten a new name, Pirate Bay. Little wordplay there for those of you who know of the Pirate Bay back in the days. This came between episodes, obviously. It's our little shop thing in the pirate area. First of them, anyways. It's going to be wrapped more in driftwood on the sides as well. And the same goes for the other side here, which isn't wrapped at all at the moment. As for the ride itself, or the theming of the ride itself, I feel like we've done a fair job at it. I really do. And I feel like it looks fairly good. I mean, not really sure about the lights that we've gone for, the torches, but they were as good as I could find, or as good as it got at the end. They sort of gave up. We do have the animatronics box sticking out a little here, but I feel like you could hide it a little with the barrels there, and I mean, it's a park. It's obviously not people, and if you look good enough or well enough at stuff, even in Disney, we'll see that it's not actually a human being sitting on the crate. And we can actually go ahead and just duplicate that and put that over here, almost. Just to hide it away a little. Oh no! Just to hide it a little bit better, I think. That and maybe a. Didn't we have some of the small boxes here? We did. Beautiful. Duplicate that one. and maybe put that on top here. Yes. Would probably be more natural to have it the other way around, but, you know, we might fix that. Oh, we might not. What else did we do? I think that's about it. I'm working on my little signage over there. I can show you what the sign looks like as of now. It's not even close to finished. But this is what it looks like as of now. It still needs a lot of work, obviously. But yeah. And of course, I said I would try to remember this. This is what our park looks like at this very moment. I feel like it looks alright. It's coming along at least. Still got a lot of work to do, obviously. Um, but it's absolutely something worthwhile. Um, maybe like have a little bit more of a thicker forest here, but not by doubling up the trees, but by moving the trees a little bit back and forth in order to make more of a actual forest around the lake, and switching it over to pirate themed trees coming on the left side of the hill here, which means we can even raise the flooring here a little. We can get started on that right away, I think. At least to some degree. Let's go ahead and wrong one. That. Move you a little this way. And you can be moved. Be moved. Like so. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to smack that like button. It means a great deal to me, and it helps out the channel a lot. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. This area still looks like a dump, by the way. um, and you know, if you guys want to stay up to date on all things average, please smack that subscribe button. It's definitely not gonna hurt you long term. Worst case scenario, you'll end up ignoring my videos. But that's about as bad as it can get, you know. And in all fairness, it could have been worse. So yeah, if you guys wanna throw me a subscription, maybe some suggestions in the comment section, some ideas, some feedback, some thumbs up, some thumbs down on different things of the park so far, please be sure to do that. And I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Till then, here we go.